Let's talk about something I call the trend is your friend. Do you remember a company called Blackberry? Well, they're still in business, but people often laugh when you say that company name because they invented the smartphone industry. They had almost 100% market share for 10 years, but they didn't adapt. And if you don't adapt, you'll die. If you don't evolve, you'll dissolve. But remember, the trend is your friend. Now, some trends don't always start off like they're going our way. They don't look like they're going our way. So you want to at least keep up with the trends or be aware of them. Now, if you can somehow get ahead of them, that's going to make you an oracle and a genius and a guru and everything else. But the trend is your friend, so you got to know what those trends are. So I want to talk about a couple of trends regarding the car business. Now, back to BlackBerry for 1 second. The 2 or 3 trends I don't think they wanted to really pay attention to was personal use of smartphones. They thought everybody, it was a business use thing only. That was one mistake. Next one was a physical keyboard. They felt everybody wanted the buttons. And the other one was apps. They just didn't really seem to understand the importance of apps. Now, I will tell you, I had a BlackBerry for years, and I didn't make the switch over until one of the last people. I went to iPhone and then back over to Android. And I was kind of in the same thought process myself until I made the switch, and then I realized it was a totally different world, way better product. So some of it's driven by consumers. Some people are early adopters, but sooner or later, you will be buried by trends. Let's talk about 2 or 3 trends right now in the car business. The first one is this. It is very, very difficult to have ongoing price advantages in a marketplace where every dealership is skimming the internet and scraping the internet for price data. So you might have the lowest price whatever right now, check back in an hour, and you probably don't. So we're not really selling cars off price anymore. Now, we need a competitive price to get attention by the consumer. But if you think the lowest price in the city is always going to sell every car, probably wrong. It might get the email to come in a little bit more and the phone to ring and people to walk in. But you're still going to have to learn basic sales techniques, switching to other cars that can make you more money, and so on. But absolute bottom line lowest prices generally aren't going to drive your business when it comes to actual sales or transaction prices. There's going to be rapport, selection, building value, and just making sure that things make sense to the consumers. That's one. The next one is a lot of customers either know more about the car than us or they think they do. Listen, you've got probably 20, 30, 40, 50 models to keep up with, and your customer's shopping for 1 or 2 vehicles. And by the time they contact us and inquire by phone, by internet, or walking in, they've made a lot of their selection decisions. And some people have done too much reading and research online. There's a lot of misinformation and disinformation out there. Sometimes looking at old websites. They're just not always getting the right info, but they do have a lot of information. And a lot of times they're going to ask us questions on product knowledge and vehicle history and stuff on our websites to try to catch us, trip us up, or see if we're going to lie or if we just don't know our stuff. So when you are addressing some of these product knowledge questions, maybe say things like, I'm 99% sure it's this, but those finer details, they got so much stuff to keep up with. I want to double check that stuff back on my workstation. If they're not okay with that, on the website, on your phone, pull the information up, but you don't want to lose credibility or connection with your customer on something as silly as a horsepower question or a vehicle history question on the used car lot. You got to answer those a lot smarter than we used to, and be slightly non-committal so you can keep that conversation alive and you're not instantly locking horns with somebody that's actually pop quizzing you into a confrontation. The other one is transaction times. If you took a bunch of 3-hour car deals and put them on the table, and you took a bunch of 1-hour car deals and put them on the table and measured front and back end gross profit, you're going to find the trend here is you make more money on quicker transactions. If it's taking you 3 hours still to sell a car, 2 hours to sell your average car, 50% of that is negotiations. We don't have a lot of gross to start off with. So if you can go with the flow, keep things moving, keep people highly engaged with you, because engagement really is the new control, you're going to find your gross profit's going to go up a little bit in the front end. And if you're a finance manager, would you rather take a turn on somebody that took an hour to buy a car or somebody that took 3 hours to buy a car? What's easier on you? So we want to speed up that flow, be very, very efficient in what we do, and really go with some of these trends. Anyways, I'm Dwayne. We'll see you on the next one.